So what we are going to do this session, um, we are going to see how to apply a grid patch in the XRCS environment. As you all aware that we can provision the database um, in three different methods um, in Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Um, you can provision them in a IaaS compute instance. That means it is like a legacy environment. You got the compute, and you can install the grid the way you used to install in the legacy environment. The second one, DB system. DB system, already we have seen in one of the other session that how to apply patches, grid and database patches in the DB system using DB-CLI tool. And here in this session, we are going to see how to apply a patch, grid patch in the XRCS environment. Okay. So, uh, so recently I have applied April grid patch, July 2021 grid patch in one of my test environment. So I have recorded all those commands and output. So we'll just go through that. Um, Here, let me first explain about the architecture. So I have two nodes, XR1 and XR2. Of course, XR will, n number of databases instances are running on each XR node. Here, for example, here I have two instances. In this node, we have two instances. Of course, your file system is storage is ASM, and so we have two databases basically. Okay. So before starting the XR patch, I mean before getting the downtime from the customer or before informing the customer actually I'm going to apply the patch, we have to do some preparation work. So I logged in as grid user in the first node. I just executed opatch ls patches just to make sure that okay, so what is the latest patch applied in this environment, just to make sure that yeah, both the environment has the same set of patch. So here I can see that yes, April 2021 patch already applied in this environment. In the same way, here also April 2021 in the second node also April 2021 patch already applied. So well and good. So then, if you remember, when you apply a patch in the DB system, either it is database patch or grid patch, we were using the tool called DB-CLI. Here in XRCS, instead of DB-CLI, we are going to use DBAS-CLI. So that is the difference in terms of tool what we are going to use. Okay. Other than that, I don't find much difference the way you apply. Anyway, we will go through that. So, as I told you, we are going to use DBAS CLI. We are going to use DBAS CLI. So, I'm just every time whenever development finds some bug in that tool, whenever they want to enhance something on that tool, they come up with a new version. So before starting my patch, I want to make sure this environment has the latest version of DBAS CLI or not. So that is the whole intention of this command, DBAS CLI patch tools list. Okay. So DBAS CLI version, this is the version, and if you see here in the node 1, it looks like it has the latest version of DBA CLI. However, for some reason, I don't know, for some unknown reason, in the node 2, the version is a bit different. It is not the latest one. Since it's not having the latest version, this command is recommending me to bring in the new version using this command or this command. Also, I'm getting the warning message saying that some nodes have different tools version. Okay, because it clearly shows me that all of your nodes are not synced in terms of DBA CLI version. So what we have to do, since the node 1 has the latest version, I have to bring in the new version in the node 2. Pretty simple. You can use either version or latest, whatever it is. Anyway, latest is simple. DBA CLI patch tools apply patch ID latest instead of giving the patch ID. So what it is going to do, it is going to execute. See, again I am going to execute from node. Though the version is different in test 2, I am going to execute this command in test 1. So it will automatically upload the DBA CLI in test 2, and you will get the outputs now saying that, okay, it will automatically apply the patch version in node 2. So once it is completed, again you can verify with the same command, and now you are getting this expected output saying that all nodes have the same tools version. So we are good. So at this stage, we are good in terms of DBA CLI version. So what is happening? All these things we are doing, we are still in the planning phase. That means we have not yet informed the customer, we have not yet get any downtime, still we are in the planning stage. Now, I am going to verify. I already know that in this environment I already applied April 2021 BP patch, bundle patch, and I am going to verify, is there any other latest patch available? Okay. So what I am trying to, what command I am going to use, DBA CLI again. So one more thing you have to notice here, DBA CLI command always you have to use root, you have to log in as a super user, root user. Okay. You cannot execute these commands as a grid user. So DBA CLI patch DB list Oracle home, my XR node test 1 U01 app, my grid home. So what the output, the expected output is, yes, the latest available patch is July 2021. What is the patch ID? 329-28749-GA, grid infrastructure patch. So now I understood that development has already released the July 2021 patch. I can go ahead and apply that. So far good. Still I am in the planning phase. So what I am going to do, before actually applying the patch, I am going to verify, when I am going to apply this patch, am I going to get any conflicting? Suppose you had already applied some one-off patches in the grid home, it is conflicting with the July 2021 infrastructure patch. So now itself you can understand, yeah, I am going to get into issue as part of the execution. So other than that, it will verify some space space status in U01 mount point and X of ACFS mount point and all. We'll see later. So all these checks will happen as part of the execution. But what is the purpose of executing this command now? So if there is any issue, now itself we can catch those issues, right? Instead of getting into this issue as part of the execution. So dbar CLI patch db prereq patch ID db name grid, because I am going to apply a grid infrastructure patch. Here I am using prereq. So the prereq output, not only prereq output, any XRCS patching output, you can see those log files under where opt oracle log XRDBC patch. You should know this location. This is very important location. All your log files you have to see here. So prereq check completed successfully on all nodes, ready to apply the patch. So far my planning completed successfully. Now I am going to apply the patch. I have informed the customer such and such day I am going to apply this grid patch. Why I have to inform the customer? First of all, you should know how the grid patch will happen. Let us say the same example. Here I have two databases. That means two instances are running on each node. So what is the flow of grid patch? So what it will do when you are applying a grid patch, first it will bring down all the instances running on the first node. Again, let me repeat. It is going to bring down all the instances running on the first node. What I am trying to say, it is not going to bring down the database. Your database is still up and running. That means users can still connect to your database using these instances. So first it will bring down all these instances, including ASM instance, apply the patch here, then bring up these instances, move to second node, bring down these instances, apply the patches, bring up these instances. So in other term, I can say XRCS grid patching is happening as a rolling method. It is not a complete downtime. It is not bringing down the database. It is only bringing down the instance. So what is the advantage? If your application is rolling compatible, that you have to decide. I cannot say. If your application is rolling compatible, then you can tell the customer that still your users can connect to your environment because you are not going to bring down the database. Not you. Grid patch, the dbar CLI utility, it is not going to bring down the database. It is going to bring down the instance set by set. Suppose if your application, for example, let us say eBIS application, you have to tell the customer, for example, when it is bringing down this instance, the application failover will not happen. The forms connection connected to this instance or Apache connected to this instance, they will get the error. So what user has to do? The user has to relog in. In terms of concurrent manager, your configuration should use the balance method. It should not be a direct one-to-one connection. So it all depends on the application. So my point here is grid patching is happening as a rolling day. It's up to you to decide whether you can go for complete downtime. That is depends on your application. Okay. So now everything done, we are going to apply the patch. Yeah. So before applying the patch, this is just for my satisfaction, I would say. I am just taking the backup of OCR, and all of you know that one of the important file CRS configs parent, which has all the IP address of your grid installation. So this is my practice, nothing is mandatory. So I'm just taking the backup of this one, right, this file. Okay, so backup is done. My, let us say my application supports, um, let us assume that my application supports the um, rolling method. Directly I can start dba CLI db apply patch ID instance 1. Here I am going to apply the patch in the node 1. Okay, so it will apply the patch for you. You are not going to do anything. Normally it takes 1 hour for um, per node, but this time I'm seeing, it is taking around 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Also I came to know that support is already working on this. So otherwise you can say, it takes 45 minutes to 1 hour per node. Okay, so first you have to apply this in the first node, and second you have to apply it in the second node. Okay, there is a different syntax you can use. That syntax, automatically apply in first node, and once done it will automatically apply in the second node. But I am, just to have some more control on my side, I am applying node by node, XOR node test 1, XOR node test 2. But it is not going to be a smooth execution. So you should know what exactly happening, when you are applying this patch, because if there is some error, I am sure you will get into some issue. You should know from what step you have to start. Okay, so I just, let me explain you what exactly happening from the log file. If you see, it is identifying your grid home. This is a patch it is going to apply, and first it is checking your CRS. So that means before starting this utility, your CRS should be up and running. If your CRS is not up and running, it will error out saying that CRS is down. It is making sure that it is taking the OLS node, then it will check the SSH connectivity between these nodes, passwordless connectivity. And as I told you, again it is verifying some space usage of U01. Okay, what is available space and all. Now we already verified, but again it is going to verify what is the current applied patch in this environment, and it is going to verify the ACFS mount point, available space also. Then what it is going to do, it is going to download the latest OPatch and the patch, the grid infrastructure patch for your particular grid version from the object storage, the common object storage, Swift object storage. Once it download, it will unzip those files and chain the ownership and all into location called U02 exapatch grid. So why I am going through this? Anytime you may get into some issues, it could not unzip, you could not, due to some permission issue. So you should know, okay, what exactly it is doing. Then, as I told you in the pre-check, it was doing conflict check. Here again it is going to execute the pre-check, basically conflict check. So you can verify this log, conflict log. Analysis for applying patches completed successfully. So what it is trying to do, it is, it is going to apply all these patches. Okay. Then what it is doing, it is starting the actual execution. The number of nodes which have grid 2, and it is starting the actual execution. Okay. So normally how you apply the grid patch? Using OPatch Auto. Here also it is using OPatch Auto. Okay, so what exactly it will do? It is executing the pre-patch. So pre-patch, what exactly it will do? This is a pre-patch log. See, in different stages you may get into issue. Pre-patch, what it will do? Pre-patch will bring down the CRS and it will unlock your grid home for the patching. Unlock your grid home. Your grid home is locked. your grid home is locked. So it will unlock your grid home. When you, before running the pre-patch, most of your binaries are owned by root user. But after running pre-patch, you can see that most of them owned by grid user. Basically, it is unlocking. Okay. And as part of the pre-patch, it is bringing down the CRS as well. Done. Now, it is applying a binary, applying the patch using binary method. Okay, there is one syntax called binary syntax. So that it will apply using the grid user. Why I am trying to say, even I had a situation when he's trying to apply this method, it failed and I could not restart. Basically, so what I did, I completed manually using, I applied the patch manually using binary method. Then I brought up the services using, I executed post patch manually. So you should know all those things, what exactly. So when it fails, you have to see, oh, it failed in pre-patch. Oh, pre-patch completed. It failed while applying the patch. Oh, applying the patch completed. It failed in post-patch. Then based on that, you can take the proper decision. So once binary patch completes, the respective log files and all, you can see it in CFG tools log. It's normal. Then it is doing the post patch. So post patch, what it will do? It will lock the grid home. That means again the ownership and everything will change as root user, and it will bring up the CRS. Bring up the CRS. Okay. So CRS services started successfully. So patching is completed here. Okay. Following patches were successfully applied. Okay. So this is the overall uh, um, um, method to apply the patch, grid patch in EXA-CS environment. It looks like very simple, but when you do it, you will get into various issues in different stages. It will try to bring down the CRS, it will not, some process may be active, then you have to identify which process is active, kill it, restart. When you are restarting, it will say your CRS is down. So you run post patch manually and bring up the CRS and start it. That you will come to know when you are applying the patch. Otherwise, this is the this is a flow of applying a grid patch in the grid home. If you want any further details on this, you can update in the comments section. Thank you.